Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And this is our last show in August, I guess, right around
Almost the end of summer.
the Labor Day break.
School's starting.
Hope you had an enjoyable
Don't remind the kids.
I know, right?
and
Next week.
enjoyable summer and a chance to get to the beach and enjoy some of the wonderful
Right
hot
here.
weather we had. We have our usual lineup tonight here: news, and Adele is here with
It's easy being green.
Community Bulletin Board, Rich Masabny and his reviews, news for seniors, and then Rich doing double duty again tonight and talking with Janice Trey. Is that right? Okay. But before we begin, here's a reminder about our social media outlets over here.
Well, that's right, Craig. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News, and the number 1, and also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. So please visit us on our social media sites on the tube.
Okay, great. Here we go, Daniel. I'll put on my News for Seniors glasses early tonight.
So early?
Looks much better. Okay, Arlington County grants have been made available anyway to local nonprofit organizations that assist residents with disabilities. Arlington's Disability Advisory Commission has just released the grant application packet for 2015-2016. Eligible groups should provide services to increase or maintain independence for Arlingtonians with physical and/or sensory disabilities. Average grants are in the neighborhood of about $20,000. For more information or to get an application, you can search for Disability Advisory Commission on the county's website or give them a call, 703-228-7096, or check their website. Daniel.
Well, that's right, Craig. Arlington Public Schools just won a $26,000 grant to support its science, technology, engineering, and math classes. The U.S. Army's Engineer Research Development Center awarded the grant as part of a program to fund school STEM programs. APS will use the money to buy science equipment, including computer software, for 9 middle and high school students.
All right, and this next item, it's just in time for school. Arlington Public Schools has launched a free, FREE free smartphone app to help you stay on top of school happenings. The customizable mobile app has a wide variety of content, including news, upcoming events, sports scores, lunch menus, and existing school services like My School Bucks. The app is available for Android, iPhones, and iPads, and it can be integrated into Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Visit your app store and search for Arlington Public Schools to download it. Good idea, Daniel.
Well, earlier this month, the Arlington School Board made a number of appointments. If you work in APS or have a child attending APS schools, you may be familiar with some of the appointees. Jordana Shell, a 21-year-old APS veteran and extended learning supervisor, has been named the acting director of secondary education. Kevin Clark, previously a math teacher at Washington Lee High School, is now assistant principal at Gunston Middle School. Laurel Sarud, currently an APS bilingual substance abuse counselor, will be the assistant principal at Long Branch Elementary School. And Dr. Eileen Wenzel, a special education teacher at McKinley Elementary School, will become the assistant principal. And Jennifer Lindenauer, previously an assistant principal at McKinley, will be the Randolph Elementary School's assistant principal. Congratulations goes to all of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is such an achievement.
Congratulations
Absolutely.
on those promotions to all those folks. All right, well, thanks to their convention and visitor services, Arlington has been ranked among the top 50 cities for meetings and events in the country. The ranking was done by Cvent, a top online event and meeting management company, and covers the period from July 2012 to June 2013. Arlington was ranked number 34 on the list of nearly 5,700 cities that were surveyed. The rankings were based on meeting and event booking activity in Cvent's supplier network. In 2011, Arlington generated $2.7 billion in domestic visitor spending. That's more than any other county in Virginia. Good news. Way to go, Arlington. Dan.
Way to go, right? Well, bicycle thefts have been on the rise and according to police are at an all-time high. Between June the 1st and August the 5th, 126 bikes worth nearly $100,000 were stolen. County police are now making a special effort to reduce bike thefts. At least 6 suspects connected to bike thefts have been arrested, including one suspect who pleaded guilty to 9 felony counts. Clarendon is the hottest area for stolen bikes, according to police. Most bikes are stolen between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Wednesday through Friday. Trek is the most popular brand for thieves, and some things you can do to help combat these thefts is shown on your screen, including registering your bicycle with the police, recording its identification information, and reporting attempted thefts to police. When you get a bicycle, register it online with the police, photograph it, record the serial number, record distinguishing features, and when you travel with your bicycle, lock the frame and wheels with a U-lock. Remove detachable such as lights and bags if there is an attempt to steal your bike, or if your bicycle is stolen, file a police report. Call the non-emergency line at 703-558-2222. Craig.
All right, well, in related news, a man caught stealing bikes in Crystal City was arrested by police last Thursday. 47-year-old Howard Montgomery was arrested near the 1600 block of South Eve Street, which is another hot bike theft spot. Policemen saw him riding one bicycle and carrying another at 3 in the morning on Thursday. He tried to run away after he was stopped and questioned briefly. Montgomery confessed to stealing both bikes after he was caught. Unfortunately, the bikes were not registered with the Arlington Police Department, so finding their owners will be difficult. If you or anyone that you know living in the Crystal City area has a bike stolen, please call this number, 703-558-2222. Daniel.
Well, did you know that Jim Morrison, former frontman for the music group The Doors, briefly lived in Arlington? Well, now you have a chance to own a piece of history. His former home is up for sale. It's in Yorktown at 2320 North Evergreen Street. The asking price for the 4-bedroom and over 2,300 square foot Cape Cod house is $920,000. It was built in 1947 but recently renovated. Morrison lived at the home when his father, Admiral George Morrison, was stationed with the Navy at the Pentagon.
All right, Daniel and I will be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele. And
It's easy being green. Hey,
Here's
Adele.
Hey, guys.
You went to the beach recently.
I did.
Good
I
for
found
you.
that Jim Morrison house interesting. My
Yeah.
sister lives right by there.
Oh, really?
Very
Very
nice.
weird. It's easy
Small world.
being green by inviting bats into your garden. As an environmentally conscious gardener and designer, I recommend that bat houses can be just as interesting and every bit as important to a well-balanced garden as bird houses. Give these mosquito-eating mammals a place to roost in time for trick-or-treat season and reap the benefits year-round. Encouraging bats to nest near your home is a natural way to keep your yard bug-free of mosquitoes, beetles, wasps, and moths. But all bat houses are not created equal. Bat houses fail for 3 reasons: poor design, poor construction, and poor placement. Bat houses found in most shopping mall nature stores, mail order catalogs, nationwide hardware stores, and bird websites may be simply flawed from the start. They are often too small overall and contain crevices too large. Sometimes a critical detail is omitted, such as a landing plate. Usually these boxes cannot compete with the more modern design, even after being upgraded by a creative hobbyist. Bad construction is a different matter. Usually the box can be successful after some paint, caulk, extra screws, and extra roughening. Build or buy a certified bat house recommended by the Bat Conservation International. Their website is on your screen. So with the bat house placements, if you do not install them or place them properly, you still will never see a bat. So do not hang a bat house in a tree or shady area. Make sure it receives 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. Mount the box at least 12 feet above the ground. Hanging the bat house near a pond or stream may increase your chances of attracting bats to use it. Bats usually will not use a bat house during the winter. Also, be sure to clean and do maintenance on your bat house each and every winter. And join Leslie Sturges, director of the Save Lucy campaign, to learn more about how to protect and conserve bats in our region. This program is supported by a grant from the Arlington Community Foundation. This website is on your screen. Remember, it's easy being green, inviting bats into your garden.
We're gonna have a bat house
A bat house
on the
just-
show here some
just
night?
for this show.
Without
You're
the
going
bats.
to help. We want to bring the bats in.
And by the
You
way,
want to bring the bats in?
what do you think
Oh,
about the new
man,
Batman?
okay.
Batman, I
All
heard
right,
there
stay
were some
tuned
changes.
for our
Some
bat
changes.
show coming up.
That's
Great.
right.
Thanks, Adele.
Thank you, Adele.
Guy.
Okay, here we go now. As promised, our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file. First, here's a quick reminder that several county offices will be closed on Labor Day, Monday, September 2nd. Arlington Public Schools fall semester starts the next day on Tuesday, the 3rd, and pre-K starts Wednesday, the 4th. There's a friendly reminder for you. Daniel.
Well, the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics start on Saturday, September the 7th. The public is invited to the opening ceremony, which starts at 9 a.m. at the Thomas Jefferson Community Center. County Board Chairman Walter Tejada will welcome athletes from across Northern Virginia to wish them well in their 11 days of events. And then on Sunday, September the 8th, there will be 2 cycling events in Fauquier County. Over 50 events total will take place through September the 19th. If you need any more information, just give them a call at 703-228-4721. Craig.
All right, another CBB news. On September 11, the county will commemorate the 184 victims who lost their lives at the Pentagon on September 11th, 2001. The event is open to the public. It will be held at Courthouse Plaza on the Mall near the flagpole. Courthouse Plaza is located at 2100 Clarendon Boulevard. Ceremony will begin at 9:30 in the morning, and there will be a moment of silence at 9:37. Daniel.
On Saturday, September the 28th, from 8 to 11 p.m., you can celebrate literature and support community literacy. The Friends of Arlington Public Library is putting on their 813 ball. It will be held at the Artisphere. The event is to raise money for the library's early literacy initiatives. 813 is the Dewey Decimal classification for American fiction. This year's theme is based on The Great Gatsby. Be sure to dress in your best dated attire because there will be prizes for the best 1920s style attire. Tickets are $30 each and available at arlingtonlibrary-friends.org/8-13-ball/.
813, that's good to know. Designation for that 813 on the Dewey Decimal
Yes.
System. All right, we'll be back with our News for Seniors file right after we hear from Rich Musabny and his reviews. Here's Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Thank you, boys. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was a funny movie and is successfully done by the Zemfira Stage Company on weekends through September 6th at the James Lee Community Center in Falls Church, just off Arlington Boulevard. Zena Bleck is the producing director, experienced woman. Jim Mitchell as Lawrence Jameson and Brian David Clark as Freddie Benson are the 2 scheming crooks who hope to trick Stacy Krickner, played by Christine Colgate, out of $50,000. The scoundrel's good-hearted victim is conned into thinking that she can help Freddie, he was faking it in a wheelchair, can get to walk again if he can get a famous doctor to examine him. She sells all of her possessions to raise 50 grand and then for this doctor. The con game almost goes through except for conscience. It's a terrific supporting cast backed by an orchestra located right in the among the theater patrons. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a fun show. For more information, call 703-615-6626 and check the website at zemfirastage.com. And this actor in town, Jim Mitchell, is fantastic. I've seen him in a lot of things. Anyway, Fatouche. is an authentic, no-frills restaurant and carry-out featuring Moroccan and Lebanese food located at 5100 Wilson Boulevard in Arlington. Operated by the very experienced Aziz Ramari and his cook Rashida, Fatouche has gathered a loyal clientele. Actually, the night I was there was a couple from Rockville and one from McLean. And they said, oh, we go there all the time. Fatouche's fine dining without the tablecloths. Open daily, patrons will find appetizers like hummus, eggplant, baba ganoush, tabbouleh, stuffed grape leaves. You know those things. Then there's the chicken or beef shawarma platter and falafel, and there are 2 soups and another. Don't miss the authentic Moroccan dish of bestilla, stewed veggies and almonds in a puff pastry with sprinkled sugar and cinnamon. I thought it was wonderful. It's wonderful. Another favorite is kebab, skewers of marinated meats and special spices. There's a whole bunch of stuff. They have couscous, the steam semolina. Go long. Anyway, and don't miss the Moroccan hot tea. Wonderful. Give them a try. Fatouche at 703-527-7710. I don't think they have a website, but you don't need one. Remember the number, 703-527-7710. And probably the owner, Aziz, will answer the phone.
The Fatouche, what's their location?
Yeah, 5100 Wilson Boulevard.
Wilson Boulevard.
Yeah, right there.
Fatouche.
Yeah, very good. Great place.
All right.
Thank you, folks, and thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
Appreciate your efforts. Here we go now, as promised, our News for Seniors file. And our first item, well, Don't Get Fooled at the Supermarket, quote unquote, is a program coming up at Aurora Hills Senior Center on Wednesday, September 4 at 1:30 in the afternoon. Katie Strong, a Virginia Cooperative Extension agent, says stores have excellent deals on healthy foods, but they are often alongside traps that can blow your budget. So she wants seniors to become grocery savvy. Call Aurora Hills to register for this FREE free program at 703-228-5722. Daniel.
And this is a great class. Lee Senior Center has a computer guru by the name of Jim Morris who has been helping seniors learn the ins and outs of computer programs. He is starting a new class, an introduction to Microsoft Word, on Friday, September the 6th at 10:30 a.m. There will be 3 one-hour weekly classes in the computer lab at Lee. If you need any more information and also to register for this free program, emphasis on the free, call Lee Senior Center at 703-228-0555. Craig.
And some information now. We mentioned earlier the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics is about to kick off. The public is invited to the opening ceremony of the 2013 Northern Virginia Senior Olympics Saturday, September 7 at 9 in the morning at TJ, Thomas Jefferson Community Center. County Board Chair Walter Tejada will welcome athletes from across Northern Virginia to wish them well in their 11 days of competition. On Sunday, September 8th, there will be 2 cycling events in Fauquier County. Over 50 events total will take place through September 19. For more information, call them at 703-228-4721. Daniel.
And local author of Health and Fitness for Seniors, Dr. Nguyen Hewson, will meet with seniors to discuss the importance of a healthy lifestyle as one retires. Dr. Hewson is 90 years old and will address exercise, nutrition, and emotional well-being during his meeting on Tuesday, September the 10th at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center. If you need any more information and also to register for this free program, call Walter Reed at 703-228-0955.
And that's it for our News for Seniors file. Thanks as always to Judy Masabni of OSAP
Thank you,
for
Judy.
helping us out and sending us these announcements. We appreciate it, Judy. Thanks very much. All right, Rich doing double duty again tonight. Here he is with his guest, Janice Trey. Here's
Hey, Rich.
Rich.
Hi, we have with us today Janice Trey, multi-talented lady involved in many things. Most of all, she's involved about talking about China and the human rights abuses,
boys,
and we're going to get into
another
that.
show.
But first,
Another
she's
buck.
multi-talented,
Huh?
as I said. She and her husband, Dr. Thorson, he's an MD and
Fettush.
PhD, Dr. Thorson Trey, are involved with the Shen, I say it right, Shenyang Symphony Orchestra? Is that good enough?
Perfect.
And it's a big event at the Kennedy Center on September 27 at 8 o'clock. And what does it say, featuring original works of world famous Shen Yun, as well as symphonic favorites. So can you give us a little bit more clue of what's going to happen?
Sure, this is the best of the East and Midwest traditions. Think about the 4,000 years of the erhu, traditional Chinese musical instruments on the two strings with exquisite melodies. And then you have the heavenly pipa on top of the precision and grand tour of the Western Symphony, including favorites from Beethoven and Tchaikovsky. So you have world-renowned musicians. They joined Shen Yun through the various music contests, and also they came from renowned orchestra from around the world. You will have over 100 musicians in one evening, one show. I was very fortunate to see Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra last October in Carnegie Hall with 3 standing ovations and encore. I've never seen any crowd as touching as this one.
In our time here, let me give you the phone number for the Kennedy Center, 202-467-4600, to see about getting tickets for the September 27 at 8 p.m. event. So Janice Trey, getting back to some serious stuff, I know you've been really fighting what's going on in, I always call it communist China, not mainland China, what's going on with what they're doing with harvesting organs from prisoners and other people. It's a big business there. I understand, if I'm right, that they'll take a prisoner and right on the spot shoot him in the head, and then a doctor will be on there, part of the deal, cut up the person and take the organs, the lungs, the kidneys, or whatever it is. And I bet you we buy some of those things.
Indeed, it is happening. I went to the World Transplant Congress in 2006, and right after the keynote speech, there was an opening reception. I ran into Dr. Wei Liu of the Tianjin Oriental Transplant Center. He's a liver transplant expert. I asked him, Dr. Wei Liu, how many transplants you do in your hospitals? How many liver transplants you do in your hospital a year? 1,200 liver transplants. And then I asked how many transplant centers in the city of Tianjin, which is second-tier city, and he said 3. How many transplant centers across China? More than 500. That was back in 2006.
So they're going around basically with a pail and a gun and finding people where they can get their organs, shoot them, and then have them cut up and take their organs.
Well,
almost like that.
The Vice Minister of Health of China, Wang Jiefu, in his presentation in Geneva Health Conference, he admitted more than 90% of the organ sources from executed prisoners. And in China, you can be executed for 65 different type of incidents. And in a country without rule of law, actually, you don't have the legal representations. And the most vulnerable groups being targeted is the Falun Gong followers, because they don't drink, they don't smoke, they do exercise every day, so they have a healthy organs. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. And you think of China being the second largest transplant in the world after United States. It's a country there's no effective donation system, because Chinese people believe in reincarnation, so they don't want missing pieces in the next life, and also they want to preserve, respect the death. And so to be the number 2 in the world in transplants, there has to be a living organ source to guarantee organ match 2 to 4 weeks. If you look at the different websites of the transplant centers across China, they advertise in 2 to 4 weeks. Any organs, you name it, heart, lung, liver, they have it, and they have price tags. So
I don't know why we deal with them, but we're indebted to them. They're financing our war, in Afghanistan. So we can't open our mouths with China's. You know that, of course. All right, look, we could put up on a screen there, Jay. Ms. Trey is with Global Internet Freedom, and the website is internetfreedom.org, and a phone number, if anybody wants to follow up on this, at 202-302-9654. And this is Janice Trey, Trey, it'll be on the screen. This is, and if you wish to reach Ms. Trey, it'll be on the screen, Janice T at internetfreedom.org. And it's up there on the screen. I just wonder if the average, I don't think they do know. The average person doesn't know what's going on in communist China about the human rights violations.
That's precisely, they have the internet censorships. Think of, they must be hiding something to stop people from seeing the World Wide Web that you and I get to see, Rich.
Right.
And the internet censorship is very severe. Think of, like the SARS respiratory disease back in 2003. There was a delay for 4 to 6 weeks of letting the information know. Think of the tainted milk products. Had those information been known, many babies would have saved their lives. So it's extremely important to maintain the transparency and keep people informed. As U.S. investors, corporations investing in China, they need to make informed decisions, and that's why the tools of internet freedoms have been utilized by Voice Americas in broadcast into China, so that the Chinese citizen get to hear the American voice rather than the censored versions.
We have to end this interview right now, but the main thing is that website, internetfreedom.org.
Yes.
If people look at that, they got the whole story, and the phone number again, we put on the screen, Jay, 202-302-9654. Janice Trey, you're doing a great job, and so is Dr. Trey, your husband. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rich.
Chris Masabny, back to the desk.
Thanks, Rich. Double duty again tonight.
Great job.
Good job.
Well,
Appreciate your
double
efforts.
duty, double pay.
And double pay, exactly. Let me know when that check rolls in. All right. Thank you. And thanks to all of you for watching
Thank you so much.
this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We appreciate your viewership out there. And join us again next week when we'll be here, you'll be there, and we'll give you another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Have a safe week and a great Labor Day weekend. Bye-bye.